This is an illustration I just made for a video I'm planning on doing here shortly. It'll probably be called something like, "Where is the authentic Church of Christ today?" First of all, I'd like to call your attention to this right here, Potemkin Street Church of Christ. Now, for those of you that don't know what that's all about, do you know what a Potemkin village is? Well, let me take a second and show you. This is an illustration I did on Wow One on my website. You see what it says up there at the top? They measure themselves by themselves. They are not wise. 2 Corinthians 10:12. Now you see that? Now you notice that facade right there. See that right there? Like one of those movie sets. And then right there, Upscale Church of Christ. Now I'd like to take a link and show this link right here. What is definition of a Potemkin village? Now, if you just go to Wikipedia and enter Potemkin village, or go over to YouTube and enter Potemkin village, you'll find out all about Potemkin villages. Here's an illustration of a Potemkin village. It's a facade. It's not what it seems to be. There was this guy named Potemkin who was within Catherine the Great's court, and he fooled her into thinking that there was all this economic development and it was all a facade, like in this illustration right here. There's a lot going on in this illustration. First of all, you can see like there's this huge crowd out here. At those, I totally disagree with their agenda. Like the Priors and I call them Moms Against Motherhood, but they're visible. They're highly visible out there in the public. You wouldn't know anything about the Church of Christ. We're certainly not like the church in the book of Acts, where it was the center of the news event and everything. These guys, they're exemplary in getting their message out, however bad it is. But where's the Church of Christ? And now down here in the bottom right here, you see it says deers in the headlights. Now I intentionally misspelled that, deers, because there are the deers right there. See, D-E-A-R-S. Try to put a little humor in this thing. But they're all shocked. They don't know what's going on. They have never heard of YouTube or anything like that. Social media, they're just totally clueless. You see, and there's the old devil right there, and he's just laughing this up. He takes this, it doesn't matter what people know, it's if they don't do anything with it. Now we got some more Bible verses up in the corner. Salted, lost savor, lukewarm, poor, blind, and naked. Now most of you guys know I was raised in the ultra-conservative Church of Christ, and all we did was study the book and study the book some more. I'm basically a walking Bible. There's some more Bible verses right there. See, stolen intellectual property over there, and pride cometh before destruction. There's the Bible verses right there. And then right here about this Moms Against Motherhood, there's the Bible verses over there. I would put more Bible verses on, except that I don't know if people's attention span could deal with it. Now here's some other topics. This one, extreme Bible ways to be heard, right here. And no, I'm not going to cut, like over there in Book of Judges about the rape of the Levites. I'm not going to cut anybody in pieces. That's a Bible way, or the guy that went, his pals let him vandalize the guy's house, and they put him down through the roof. And, amazing thing is, Jesus didn't say, like, what are you doing? Invading my little thing going on here, and vandalizing this guys, get out of here. No, he didn't say it. He actually rewarded the guy for taking initiative, and when they let him down through the hole in the roof. That is what's your imagination. Now, here's another one here. Green card wrench in the gears. By green card, I mean one of these prayer request cards. I can't find anything, command, example, or necessary inference, where this is biblical in any way. There's not enough room on the back here to put the information. If you're trying to start a worldwide spiritual revival, I can assure you that's not enough room. The Bible very clearly states over there in Ephesians about Hebrews coming boldly to the throne of grace. I'm just quoting these Bible verses off the tip of my tongue here. And over John the 15th chapter, ask what you will. And it doesn't say anything about, putting on a green card so some spin doctor can get up there in front of the congregation and say something that you didn't even mean or anything like that. I believe those green cards are a unauthorized tradition. You know, Jesus said, for the sake of your traditions, you nullify the word of God over in Matthew the 15th chapter. And something that impedes honest communication with God, because you remember it says it's an honor to receive a candid reply, is a true theological wrench in the gears. I don't believe those green cards have any more book, chapter, and verse behind them than putting pizza and beer, substituting pizza and beer on the communion table. You remember I did a video a few weeks ago about has the Clifton Church of Christ become a cult? And this right here is, you know, about the Bible procedure for dealing with issues and stuff. Take it to a witness and stuff, and don't get the legal authorities involved, you know, and or anybody, secular authority involved in a church matter. Remember that one right there? Well, I'm thinking about doing a video here about a Church of Christ elder that's lost his faith. Instead of going by the Bible procedure of all things, he's thinking about going to a lawyer, God forbid. I mean, police, you know, and that's bad enough, or secular legal, but I'm at a lawyer? Oi! You remember King Saul and the witch of Endor? Saul made three major blunders. Number one, he blew the deal with the Amalekites, and he brought King Agag back, and he was going to do this big sacrifice. And as Samuel said, doesn't God delight more in obedience than sacrifice? Remember that? Number two was when he impersonated a high priest, Samuel. Remember that? That was number two. And number three was when he lost his faith and he went to the witch of Endor. There we have Saul, you know, and the witch of Endor right there. And he's bringing back the spirit of, I think it was Elijah or somebody. But remember that? And he said, don't disturb me, you know. See, there's faithless King Saul, and he's being rebuked, and he's in deep due for not following Bible procedure. We got it right here in black and white about legal assistance, going to the heathens, about a church matter. Now we're going to go to the Word of God to get the truth on the matter. You know, it says, sanctify them with the truth. Thy word is truth. John 17:17 right here. About criticizing people that have different ideas from you about what is right and wrong. Right there, Romans the 14th chapter, the first verse. It says right here, and they are God's servants. They are responsible to Him, not to you. Let Him tell them, let God, that is, tell them whether they are right or wrong. And God is able to make them do as they should. You don't need cops, you don't need heathen lawyers and such like. Right there it is. Romans the 14th chapter, 4th verse. Now I'm going to lighten up a bit, and I'm going to plan on doing a video about what is a chutzpah nudnik. That's a word I'm trying to get actually put in the dictionary. Chutzpah nudnik, and you can see there's part of it. Here's some more of it. And about Moses right here. You know, he was a chutzpah nudnik, and the persistent widow. And what made this so, why they were so powerful, because, well, check it out. Now, lastly, John Deere Jr. comes from a pretty big family. Of course, you know, he's got an identical twin brother known as Lightning Rod. That's he does a lot of artwork. And now you're going to meet another one of his identical twin brothers. This is the voice of truth and reason. Here he is in his get-up right there. See, the voice of truth and reason describes it, and it's all notarized, intellectual property, you know, notaries and blah, blah, blah. So you see a guy around that's got a professor's hat on, see, a little tag right, the experimental, and he's wearing a Lone Ranger style mask and some orange Harry Potter type glasses. You might be dealing with John Deere Jr.'s identical twin brother, the voice of truth and reason.